We live.
We live AF.
We live.
I'm not gonna lie, your leg looks funny as fuck without the
Dude.
brace on it.
It's so atrophied.
You're fucking white, dude.
What does atrophied mean?
You don't know what atrophied means?
No.
It means that.
Thin.
It's smaller than this one. So if you break your arm and you're in a cast, and you don't use it for fucking ever, your muscles just shrink into nothing. That's why old people get fucking get shrunken up and you lose all your muscle. So I lost absolutely all of my muscle in this leg for not using it for 12. That's great. I mean, when I talk to the physical therapy people, okay, so recap. Today was over 12 weeks since my surgery, which so that at my point was they allowed me to put my brace back on. To give reference, when you get a total knee replacement, you're doing physical therapy directly immediately after you get out of surgery, and then it's an 8-week recovery time. Mine was 12 weeks, and I haven't started physical therapy yet. I called, and that's because that's what the doctor's orders were. So I called. I don't even want to get into this. Fucking 6 different physical therapy places, but one of the ladies I talked to was like, couldn't believe I hadn't started physical therapy yet. But it's because the surgery I had is pretty uncommon. It doesn't happen to a lot of people. It happens at like athletes, professional athletes, or people that are built like me. Really, are the only people that have that issue ever. So. It's been great. It's horrible. I mean,
what do you mean? Just skinny and tall?
Skinny, yeah, tall, like really tall people. Even then,
won't happen to me.
Yeah, definitely not. No. Definitely not.
Oh, lengthy boy over here.
Yeah, I've been doing the absolutely best I could. I've worked out every single fucking day, every day trying to stay, but you can only do so much. But now, with the physical therapy shit, just fucking pisses me off because they're open. All physical therapy places are open 8 to 5 Monday through Friday, and then off on the weekends. Who the fuck can do that?
Me.
Yeah.
Who can do that?
I get off at 3:30.
Yeah. But
I don't know, because it depends how long your session is.
You say that, but then you call, because this is what my things were. You can get a 7 o'clock appointment in the morning, which I'm like, great. That's, because I could do that. And then, or you can do a 5:15. So I told them any day during the week, except for Thursday, I can do 7 a.m. And then on Thursday, I can do any time after 2 p.m. I called 6 fucking places.
They just
and the soonest they can get me in is the 28th of July. So that's a week. That's another. Is that a week? Another week out?
Yeah, I think the 22nd Saturday.
Because they're like, we have all this. We're trying to get all the school kids done before they go back to school. Fuck them motherfuckers. Fucking suck my fucking dick. What the? Oh God, it fucking pissed me off. Fuck them kids. That's exactly how I feel, dude. It just. Oh my God.
Sounds like we need to open up a physical therapy place.
Yeah, for working fucking people. It's the same, God, it just drives me nuts. It's the same thing about a lot of trade schools and things like that. If you work a normal job and you're not in high school or a housewife or some shit, you can't do it.
No.
They don't set it up to where a normal person who has to work in a 9 to 5
you have to do it every day?
2 to 3 days a week.
Oh, okay.
They can't even find one fucking appointment for me in over a week. How the hell are they going to do it? So I was down in the dumps today quite a bit because I just waited 12 weeks to get that appointment. I've been so excited for it. Looking at your leg and seeing this one's completely shrunken compared to this one is not a great feeling at all. So, and I was a little down in the dumps today, but I just said, fuck it. I'm not going to wait around for a motherfucker. I rode a bike around my neighborhood a bunch of times today. I've been doing little things here and there trying to do, because I remember a little bit of physical therapy that I did the first time I heard it when I was in high school. So I'm like, I'm just going to do little things I can to try to, and then wait for my appointment and just pray that they freaking find some time for me. But
Right.
oh my God, it just pissed me off. So that was kind of shitty. So
Welcome back.
yeah, welcome back. Welcome back to the podcast. I'll shut the fuck up about that. But that's my comments for the week there.
How was the trip?
Yeah, Brett, you're back.
Oh yeah, we had a good time.
Okay, so you
Good time.
you
So-
flew down what day?
Okay, so we were supposed to fly out. We flew out Wednesday morning, the 28th of June.
Mhm.
So the 27th, Tuesday night, United sends me a fucking email and a text message saying they're canceling our flight. I was like, what? And it was 11 p.m. the night before we're supposed to fly out.
They're gonna beat the shit out of them on that
So
flight.
I got on there and they had options, to reschedule. So I was like looking on there and said, okay, so I booked another flight, kind of the same deal, going to Chicago. Okay. Sent me the boarding passes. Not 30 minutes later, fucking canceled that one.
What the fuck?
Oh my God, this is going to be a shit show. So then I do the whole thing again, and I get us a flight from Kansas City to Denver, and then Denver to Alaska. And that stayed good. Got the boarding passes. I got all four of our, because I purchased everything, and then Cody reimbursed me. So I had all four boarding passes, two for Kansas City and then two for Denver. I had them all. So, okay, so wake up, get to Kansas City. And by the way, the new airport's fucking badass. It's a bad bitch. Simple, easy. There's no problems. You easily can find where you're going.
There were no problems before, but continue.
There was no problem. There was not either.
I've flown in multiple airports. That was the quickest in and
Yes,
out airport in the country.
Mind you,
Kansas City
there's not
Airport.
so Denver's airport.
Oh my God, it is so
It's huge.
fucking confusing.
It's fucking huge.
It
but
is
I'm gonna
huge.
tell you. Okay, so we get into Denver, and we have an
Denver's
hour
rough.
and a half, 2 hours of layover. So we get over there. Okay, plane's there. Saw the pilot go in. Saw the co-pilot go in, and one stewardess. They go in there, and about time to board, delayed us an hour. What the fuck? All right, and there's 24 people going to Alaska to go to a cruise. That's on that flight, and they're freaking out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking freaking out. So needless to say, we got delayed 8 hours.
Jesus.
So about the 5th hour, I went ahead and purchased tickets from Alaska Airlines for the morning to go to Seattle and then Seattle to Alaska, just as backups. And then I was dead tired. I mean, I didn't sleep worth the fuck. And ended up saying fuck it and got a hotel and said fuck this flight. So me and Cody went to the hotel, got some food, went to bed, woke up, and we're on our way. But they ended up kicking the flight out after 8 hour delay. They sent the plane to Alaska. So
Jesus Christ. Did they say what was going on?
said they were waiting on one stewardess.
Who gives a shit?
Well, there's probably some safety bullshit.
Yeah.
But
safety
there was
law.
2,000 flights canceled out of Denver in 2 days. Canceled and delayed.
Damn.
There
God damn, man.
there was probably 100 people sleeping on cots in the airport.
Jesus.
So we kept hearing all these stories. We were talking to everyone, and like, oh yeah, I've been here 2 days. I've been here a day and a half. And I'm like, fuck it. I'm getting us tickets from a different airline. Fuck United.
Yeah.
And could you demand a refund?
I got a refund finally
Good.
the other day.
Fuck United and fuck Spirit.
I got
They're both
$1,200
shit.
back.
That's
So that it actually ended up being about $400 cheaper overall than initially.
good. Yeah.
But we ended up having, we had to fly from Denver to Seattle in the morning, and then we had an hour layover, and then Seattle to Alaska. So our bags, so that was the fucked up deal. Our bags were on the flight to Alaska from Denver, and the dude said, I asked him about, so should we cancel? Should we wait to cancel? He said, wait to cancel, so your bags go to Alaska, and they'll stay there for 3 days, and then they get sent back to the hub in Denver. I said, okay. So they get there. We fly in. We're like, well, where in the fuck do we find our bags? So we get in there, and then Blake parked and was walking around baggage claim and saw this lady unlocking the United baggage claim office. And
Yeah.
she was helping some dude. Blake peeked his head in there and saw my bag, saw my name, grabbed my bag, dug through them. There was like 50 bags in this. You couldn't walk in the room.
Yeah.
Because all the people from the cruise, they all flew home. They all had to cancel the cruise.
Oh.
Or reschedule it.
Damn.
Reschedule it.
Fuck, man.
2 week cruise.
I'd be so
ready to
pissed.
shoot.
Oh, they were
shoot somebody over that.
family of there was like 8 of them sitting across from us, and they were like, "We're fucked." They looked. They said, "We got tickets for in the morning. We're gonna fly to Florida in the morning."
God damn, man.
Because I mean, even if they got on the plane to Alaska, they were fucked. They couldn't.
Yeah,
The cruise
too
was
late.
gone. They ain't waiting. There's a
Damn.
bunch of 300, 400 people on that cruise.
Yeah. Tip.
We ended up finding our bags, and we got there, and we went to Blake's place, and we got settled in, and it was only like 11 o'clock. We ate before we went to his place, and I forgot what we did the first day. But
just jacked up, circle jerked,
yeah, circle jerk.
jerked each other off.
Man, and then the next day we
so long.
so there's this
I'm kidding.
deal. It's called Jim's Creek, and it's where a bunch of people go and camp and ride 4-wheelers, and it's a huge, all the land in Alaska is pretty much public.
Right.
So we rented a Can-Am Defender. So it's like a big Polaris Ranger, but this one's jacked up. It has A-arm shocks, winch. It was $450 for a day.
That's pretty cheap.
He had to give him $2,500 to hold
You had to give him $2,500 to hold.
until you return it.
That's pretty rough.
That was with the trailer. So Blake has a 1000 Can-Am 4-wheeler already, Maverick or whatever they're called. And so we go out there in the morning, we pick it up, we get out to this Jim's Creek, and it's about, I don't know how, it's 25, 30 miles. You ride to the glacier.
Nice.
So we took us about 3 hours, rode out to the glacier. We beat the absolute piss out of this Can-Am Defender. Cody's hitting jumps and shit. No, it was badass. That was probably the funnest day. We spent all day doing that. Saw the glacier. It was crazy because you went from about 68, 65 degrees, long sleeve weather, and then when you get closer to the glacier, it was like fucking 50.
Damn, it started getting cold.
Yeah, I put a hoodie on, and I fucked up and hit this. We had to go through all these creeks and shit,
Yeah.
and I hit this creek too hard, and me and Cody got soaked. Luckily, I'm wearing like waterproof stuff, Cody's not. Cody's hoodie got all fucking wet and shit. It was fucking awesome.
Damn.
But it was badass. I mean, we were just ripping on it.
Hell yeah.
So.
How was the car launch?
It was badass. It was cool. 1320 was there videoing it again.
I saw that.
It was a shit show getting out of it.
Yeah.
We walked up back to the truck. We're in the middle of the fucking woods. I mean, they're right by the river. And it was so fucked up, man. We sat there. Me and Cody took a nap, an hour nap. Woke up. People that were in line trying to get out to the road were still sitting there after our hour nap.
God damn.
So people moved. We were facing a tree line, but there was a gap. You could drive through it, and the people on that other side were parked there. They finally moved, and we just went around and got out of there. But it took us about an hour and a half to get out after it. There was a lot of people there. I'm going to say it was cool. It was badass to be a part of it and see it for the first time. We were there at 9:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
And they didn't throw cars till 3. So we were drinking. And Blake was pretty fucked up. Cody had to drive. I was pretty anticlimactic, I would say.
Was it?
It wasn't as cool as I thought it was going to be.
Like after the first one, you're like, okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
It was cool. It's great, to say that we went and been a part of it and experienced it. It was awesome. And it's just a big hangout, Just like, just big redneck party, basically.
Nice.
Was it just like all dudes, or was there
No, there's
some girls?
There was some.
So
There's a lot of bush women there.
I like it.
There you go.
I like a good bush.
Huh?
What?
Huh? Brett's out there going,
Thank you for correcting yourself.
yes.
Dude, so the guy there's an announcer guy the whole time, and these fucking kids are climbing this damn cliff. A straight up fucking cliff where they're jumping the fucking cars. They're climbing up this motherfucker. And finally, he's yelling at him all over get down the damn mountain.
What are you doing?
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Dumbass.
No, we had a good time. That was basically all day. I didn't have service all day. 9:30 to 6, 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
Blake it's called the Valley. He lives about 45 minutes from Anchorage, out of town. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it was pretty good. There's a lot of drinking going on. We did a hike. We went up the Brute. It killed me straight up the whole way.
Yeah.
2 miles.
Oof.
Yeah. It was sweet, though. It's a hell of a view, man.
I bet.
Went salmon fishing. Me and Cody didn't catch nothing. Blake and his buddy caught 5.
Nice.
Yeah. We did eat a salmon the first night. Blake had a fresh one. We cooked it up.
Is that like fly fishing or what? How do you catch a salmon? Okay,
Yeah, a lot of them fly fish, but I guess if you go to the mouth of the river, where the river meets the ocean, you can snag, or you can dip net them. I think it's what it's called. You have a big net and just catch them.
Yeah.
But they'll only allow you. I think at first it was like three a person, and then it was 9. Because I guess they have sensors in the where they go upstream to lay eggs, and if so many go up, they're like, okay, yeah, you can catch more. Making sure enough go upstream to spawn. Because they go upstream because they're silver. Salmon are silver, and when they go upstream, that's when they turn pink or red. Because they're dying.
Yeah.
Because they're so wore out from going upstream.
Holy shit.
Yeah, to lay eggs.
I'm hungry now.
Yeah.
Need some salmon?
We ate at this
love salmon.
48th Street Brewery or something like that, and I got this king crab grilled cheese. Oh, dude.
Sounds fire.
Dude, it was good.
I bet.
Hell yeah.
That was a $260 dinner right there for the 3 of us.
Oh, for all 3
Yeah,
of
it's
you
not
guys?
terrible for 3 of us.
No.
Beers and stuff. Had
Yeah.
tried some different beers. It was good.
Yeah.
Blake had a shooting competition the day we landed, so we went to that. Shot some guns. He's got a lot of guns. No, it was a good time. It was relaxing, hanging out, getting away from everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's what's
no,
up.
no complaints.
Hell yeah.
I've always wanted to go to Alaska.
The not getting dark till 1:30 kind of fucked with Cody a lot. He couldn't sleep very good.
Oh, in the morning?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was fine, but the 3-hour time difference, it was still kind of weird to get up. Because when we flew home, we left Alaska at 10 p.m. and we landed in Chicago at 7 a.m.
Your windows are down.
Oh, yeah. Fuck.
Is it raining?
Yeah,
Go roll your
I'm
windows
gonna
up,
roll up.
bud. Dadgummit.
I always get fucked up on trips like that whenever I go to California. The California trip's nice because then I'm like, I'll be like, you sleep until like 9 and it's like 7 and you're like,
Yeah.
and then it feels like I can stay up late as shit because I'm so excited to
Well, that
want to go
you
do
can
stuff.
because time seems so much slower
Yeah,
because it's so much further behind us.
yeah,
They used to fuck me up in the team truck because we would go to California and I'm like, what time is it?
yeah.
Oh shit! It's still
Yeah.
daylight out.
Mm-hmm.
That is nice.
It also everything's hopping so much later there too. So like here it's like 9 o'clock, everything's fucking dead basically, and then there it's like shit's just getting started at 9 or 10 at night, and
Because it's so hot.
there's a lot of fun. Yeah, I mean that, and there's just so much to do. It's just the environment there and stuff. But
Yeah,
I'm always
it's
like
not
that on
a.
trips.
It ain't going up. There's rain and it's cloudy up there a lot. So we had one beautiful day. Was the day we went to the glacier.
Nice.
Perfect. Not rainy. Not sun was out. Other than that, rainy clouds. Yeah.
Shitty. No, I'm joking.
It wasn't hot.
Yeah.
It wasn't here.
Yeah, that's
Wasn't hot.
it.
Wasn't
Yeah.
home. I don't really care where I go. I can go somewhere for 7-8 days and just hang out, and chill, and
Yeah.
eat,
Right.
see some things.
Do some things.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
There is one story I want to talk about, but I can't talk about it on here. So.
Oh boy.
Okay, we'll talk about we'll talk about it later. What did they? Was that discussed?
It's a good story.
Was it discussed not to be able to talk it on the podcast?
Yeah.
Or?
Nice.
Damn.
So, but anyway, yeah.
Fucking Cody. Is it Cody?
It's because of him, yeah. It ain't because of me. I don't give a fuck.
Fucking Cody. Don't be a bitch.
I don't want to, yeah.
We'll talk about it
talk
later.
about it. No. So, car updates, I guess. I've been out of the game.
Yeah, what do you do? You got your shit powder coated, right?
Yeah.
We haven't talked about that.
Got all that done. I think I fixed the boost issue. I drilled and tapped the nose of the turbo for the boost reference line going to the wastegate. And before, on the trans brake, it'd go to 20 pounds. It tried to anyway, before I would quit. But it sat there and just sat. So 10 pounds of dome on the brake for the trans brake, it only went to 6.7. It sat there for a couple seconds. So I haven't went out and tested anything, but
What'd you use before? Like reference off the intake manifold?
Well, the turbo's got a little port below the turbine. I don't know what it's for.
Off the compressor cover. Yeah.
And it didn't.
No, there's nothing coming out of it.
That's got to be a manufacturer defect. I'm pretty sure, because that's the point of it.
That's a
isn't it?
VS.
Yeah.
I know some manufacturers, they have the spot.
That could
But
be a
it's not-
vacuum.
Well,
It could be sucking in.
It was already tapped when you bought the turbo, right? Oh, it wasn't yet?
yeah,
okay.
some companies, they have the spot in the cover, but it's not poked or anything. You got to do it.
Oh, gotcha.
I didn't drill it out.
Oh, okay.
So maybe I was supposed to drill it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it had like it was a hole.
But
I would
it
have
was
did the
just
same shit you did. I would have assumed it was already.
But I know I had my dad sit there and put his finger on the reference line coming off that, and he was like, and I fucking sat there on the brake and let it make boost. There was nothing coming out of it.
yeah.
So I think we fixed that.
Yeah.
Got the window frames powder coated because they were rusting. Cold sides powder coated. Cleaned everything up. Fixed that. It's got a parachute ready to go.
Nice.
Mounted. Everything's done. So I think Dad's welding. We had a little more welding to do on the cage. We didn't finish, but I think he was finishing that up today. So
Yep. Then you got to.
headlights. I got to do the headlight brackets, but I probably won't do that before Saturday. I don't really care if I go testing too.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
weekend at Heartland.
Mm-hmm.
So you think you're going to go Friday?
I am gonna go Saturday.
Or Saturday? Why Saturday? Just because of
Just easier,
time?
yeah. I don't have to rush around and get because we want to take the trailer and the golf cart and stuff. And
Well, I mean,
by the time we got off work and got everything loaded, it just
yeah, realistically, too, I mean, that's going to give you better reference to what. I don't know. I guess it depends. The only thing nice about the Friday night, it's nighttime, so
Yeah.
the air is cool, and you can actually run a better number than on Saturday during the heat or whatever, But because then they also they run a bracket race Saturday.
so I have to grace in between that.
Yep.
Well, here's the good thing. Is that there's not very many cars testing tuning on Saturday. Last time I went, when I went my fastest, I went out there, got there in the morning, and they ran, or I was the first test and tune car down this track, and they put me directly after the dragster, which was nice because it was, they put down some decent rubber right in front of me, big tire dragster, and then I just went A to B and then shut it off. It worked after that, but that was the only nice thing, that there wasn't as many people there when I went, and that'll probably be the same way for you. More people will go Friday.
Well, I figured
than
if I go
Saturday.
Friday, I ain't gonna be able to get a whole lot of passes in.
You'll be able.
Because we probably won't get there till fucking 6:30.
Yeah. How late did it go?
I think it's like 9 or 10.
You'd probably be able to get a lot of passes. There's not very many people that go to those things anymore. I'm serious. You rewind to probably more than that, 3-4 years ago, it'd be packed. The lanes would be packed on those things. There'd be so many people to go, and you go now, there's not that many people to go. I mean, you can get a lot of passes off there.
If I can get 2 or 3 on Saturday, I'll be happy.
Yeah, you will. You will.
I'm curious to see how much dome. It's probably gonna take a lot more dome.
Yeah, it's gonna.
Because it didn't matter what you did, what you changed on the computer. It just
did the
do whatever
same
it wanted.
shit.
It did the same thing over and over again.
Yeah. So you got what spring is in it? So
5.
5. Okay, so yeah, I mean, 10 on the dome is probably gonna make 13, 12. Maybe it might make 15, but it just depends on the setup or whatever.
Well, I had the trans brake at 10. It only made 6.7.
That'll give you some kind of reference. I think it will take a little bit more.
Mo is
dome.
saying probably, he says takes his, everything's different. Obviously everything's different, but I think it's like 40 to make 26 or something.
Back pressure. There's a lot. There's a lot of things. I don't think you're gonna have. Well, the hook. I've heard some things about the hooker setup that people talk about back pressure, but then at the same time you have your 3-inch crossover, which is going to help you. You get the bigger. Your turbo's decent size as well. I mean You'll see. I think it'll be pretty efficient, but Most, I mean,
Yeah, I mean
all
it's
about what you see.
and too, and you know I've seen looking at everyone's setup at H-Town and Bones, man, that Chevelle. It's crazy how fast that car is for what. I mean, it's just an on-3 turbo. It's like a Summit Racing brand wastegate, blow-off valve,
It's cheap.
stock manifolds, just right into the just come up right into the turbo, and then it goes right into the intake.
Right.
Running methanol.
A lot of testing.
Yeah.
It's in the car.
Yeah.
Chassis looks. I mean, outside car looks kind of crappy, but man, the chassis looks good, and they did a good job on the wiring. The wiring is pretty clean.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all about testing, figuring out what works. But I think my updates are. My car is the same. I drove it. I took it out to me and the family. Me and my wife and my 2 boys got in it last weekend and took it out to Topeka. And I was supposed to race a guy. He might even hear this. I don't know what fucking happened. I talked to him all week, and I've tuned on his Fox body. It's a 6-liter. I think it's an 80 S480 on it. Same amount of boost as my
race?
car. Yeah, I told, because he was telling me he's beaten pretty much everybody in Topeka from a roll, and I'm like, all right, let's see what it does. I want to see what my car will do against it.
I bet you would have smoked him.
I actually think I would have too. I think he would have started running me down, but I don't think there would have been enough real estate to run me down.
No, yeah, he ain't running.
My car gets fucking out hard.
It does.
I mean, especially from a 40, because it dead hooks.
Right.
I mean, I don't even know how it does it, honestly. I think most cars would
I don't
spin.
know either.
Dude, it dead hooks.
Yeah.
It doesn't have coils or anything.
I don't know what happened, but anyway, I've been talking to him all week, and I was like, because he had an alternator issue. He smoked an alternator and said he was going to have it ready for Saturday. And I said, all right, I'm going to hit you up, because we took Jimmy's car out, which
he needs to put that bigger
second.
pulley on that fucking bitch.
That's what I told him too, is like put that motion pulley on it so it doesn't have any. I haven't had any issues on mine, but
I've smoked about everyone I've ever put on the car.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't had any. I don't know why I don't have any issues, but
Seems to be fine now. I put that bigger pulley on it, but I think my alternator still. If you drive it for a long time, the amps start to
Gets hot.
But then you stop and it goes back up.
I don't know why mine hasn't had issues, but anyway, I was talking to him like, "You good? He's like, yeah. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna hit you up around like lunchtime on Saturday, and then I just wanted to go run, do a 40 roll, because I wanted to get a kind of a test for the roll race. They moved that to September 8th for 1320, and ghosted me. No reply.
Scared.
Didn't even read it.
Scared.
Yeah.
He left it on red.
Probably a car broke or something. And
I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe he just kind of felt bad that he didn't have it ready, because I drove it all the way to Topeka, but I was like, okay, whatever, it doesn't matter. So, but yeah, we had a good time. It was nice. We drove all the way home. It was pretty peaceful, and had a nice night. The car did great. I mean, it was a really good test, because it was fucking hot and humid that day. And so when I left Topeka on the way back, the car was already at like 175 degrees when I left. It got up to like 200, and then it got up to like 210, but it never went over. It really never went over like 210. So that was a really good test of what the car would do under extreme heat on the highway. I drove like 80 miles an hour the whole freaking way
I need
home.
to put another fan on mine.
Well, if you want to drive it, I'm sure it'd be fine for like racing.
It's perfectly fine for racing, but driving it slowly starts to climb after a while.
It felt good. I was like, yeah, but it was a good time. But Jimmy's car, man. So we got the last one we talked about. I got the boost issue fixed, where it was the IO module that was causing that whole entire CO2 issue.
Yeah.
So we had it all fixed. Everything was good to go. We got it on the dyno. Again, it was hot and humid. So I was like, this air is horrible. It's not going to make anywhere close to the same power as it did last time. But I was like, it really doesn't matter. I just want to get it up to, make sure the fuel's good up through 18-ish pounds of boost, and it'll probably make like 1,000 around there and be good. So we start creeping it up. I put it on like 5 pounds of dome. It made I don't remember how much it made on. I think it made like 10 or 11 pounds, and it made like, I don't remember what it made. And then everything was good.
Twin turbo?
Yeah. Built LS3, Huron speed, twin turbo kit. They're like down by the transmission tunnel.
Oh,
I think they're like 66s or 67s or something like that. Turbo 400, and it did well. Fuel was great, and then so I'm like, all right, another pull, put it on 10 pounds of dome. It made 14.9 pounds of boost, and it made like 880 to the tire or something like that. The air, I think it would have been like 920 in the air that was last time, but it doesn't really matter. So everything was great. So then we let it cool down, and I was like, okay, I'm going to put it on 15 pounds. Because everything on the fuel side looked wonderful. I had made no changes the whole entire time. I put it on 15 pounds. I'm like, okay, this should probably be right around what it'll need to make 18-ish. Put it on 15, and so I'm on the dyno. If you've never driven a car on the dyno, that is very nerve-wracking. I've done it a few times now, but the first time I did it, I was fucking shaking because I was like, this is, I don't know, I was nervous, but yeah, it is. So I'm like, get up 2,500, and I'm like dropping gears to get it to high gear, and I'm just trying to get it to 2,500 RPM, and that's when I was gonna hit it. I start trying to get up 2,500 RPM, and it starts going, and started like clearly like going lean or something on the fuel side, and then it lean pops, and I'm again like 20% TPS. I'm like, what the fuck? Because it didn't do that ever before, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? So I just stopped, pulled the log, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? It starts going like lean. And I'm like, it's got to be hitting a safety or something, because why else would it be doing that? There's no reason for it. And so I immediately jump over the boost side and look at the dome sensor, and it should be commanding 15 psi dome across the board, and it was. And as soon as I got up there, the dome started going to like 25, 38, and it starts going all over the place. No idea why. So we shut it down, and so we start looking at it. We turn the key on, and it'll like hold 15 across the board, flat, perfect. And all of a sudden, it'll just wig out. The dome sensor is just going all over the fucking place. We start trying to trace down wiring.
Yeah, but that'd be because of the Mac. You think the Mac valves are just randomly?
It could be the increased Mac valve, or it could be the dome sensor. It could be either one, really, at that point. Because if the dome sensor is fucked up,
is it a $low one?
It is a low dollar Mac or dome sensor.
That's what I have.
And it hasn't had enough runtime to me. And this is what I told Jimmy is like, if this thing was like a motor plate car, and you've went out and raced it multiple times, and maybe it vibrated the shit out of it, and fuck, because that's what they do with like the Rife sensors. The whole thing, not the whole thing about it, but one of the things about the Rife sensor is there's like rubber insulators in there to help with the vibration and not kill the sensors, versus this thing is just hard mounted into a T basically, coming off the Mac valves. I'm like, and usually I've never had a dome sensor mess up before, but from what I hear, typically they're either all the way dead or all the way maxed. Like
There's no in between.
Yeah, they don't act.
Yeah, I had
weird,
a fuel pressure one go bad, but after like 3 years.
Yeah,
but it didn't like.
No, it just dead out of nowhere.
And it also, it'd sit there and hold 15 pounds of dome pressure and literally sit there and hold it for 5 minutes, and then it would act crazy. So I'm like, if it was a leak, there's no such thing as an intermittent leak. It's leaking. It'd be leaking. You know what I mean? Like
he's got CO2. Yeah, it just would go empty.
Yeah. So
it would still try to hold 15. You just hear it. You would hear it.
You would hear the Mac valves.
You would hear it sending air.
Yeah. This thing is the Mac valves are not running, and it's just sitting there holding 15. So to me, I don't think there's any, because why would it have worked? That still doesn't.
Unless
make any
there's something in the wastegate. So he has 2 dome sensors.
There's one.
Just one.
Yeah. And then my thing is, I'm pretty sure maybe it's a dome sensor. I'm kind of leaning towards a wiring issue on the ground input trigger, either on the the ground input trigger on the increased Mac valve or the signal wire on the dome pressure sensor. Maybe something kind of weird where it's bugging. That's the only thing I can think of what it is, and we're still trying to track that down. So immediately...
What did he use for the ground for the dome sensor?
Sensor ground.
Off the harness?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And we check voltage readings and stuff like that coming from like the 12-volt source on the Mac valve and the sensor. The sensor's reading 5 volts steady.
So what was the percentages of the Mac valves? Were they freaking out?
Yeah, I mean, when it's doing that, the Macs are wigging out, and it basically dried the CO2 dry. I mean, it just because it kept dumping it all out. And thank God I put lowered the safeties down. I was like, this thing should never have any more than 25 pounds of dome pressure in it ever. So I put the safeties really low. Thank God I did that, because if it would have did that on the dyno and put 38 pounds of dome to that thing, it would have been catastrophic on pump and meth.
Yeah.
I mean, it would have been catastrophic, and that would have sucked. So thank God I stopped, but we're still looking at it. He's chasing it down and stuff, but that was kind of shitty. Again, same thing. It's working all the way up, and as soon as we're about to make the final pull, it starts acting crazy.
Did you try to... take it down to 10 pounds again and see if it does it at 10 pounds of dome?
Yeah, he was doing it at 5. Yeah, and that's a good question, because he accidentally loaded the tune-up I had before in it, and it was on 5, and it was doing it again. So he's done a few things, but took a break from it and gonna clear our heads, but yeah, we're gonna try to chase it down. But that was it was a bummer because everything was so good. Everything was working perfectly, and then until it wasn't. But luckily, I said, there's a reason. I mean, that's the only way you can look at shit is there's a reason behind it,
Yeah, all you can do is start tracing and replace the dome sensor. And
yeah, he has a new dome sensor on the way just to try it.
Worst case, you got a backup.
Exactly. I mean, it's not someone's going to need one eventually, you know what I mean? Yeah. Or something.
Shit, about every time I go to race, everyone asks if you got this, you got that.
Yeah.
Someone asks if I had extra crank sensors. Like,
yeah.
Probably should, but no, I don't.
Yeah. I can never get caught up enough to stock up on shit like that.
I have extra ones. I just don't. I didn't have them in the trailer. I need to put all that shit in the trailer.
I'd like to have backup crank, backup cam sensors, backup fans, the fans for drag and drive specifically, but
starter alternator.
Starter alternator,
mechanical shit.
Things that aren't that expensive, but anyway, we're still chasing that down, and it's a bummer because you were just talking about the test and tune. That's the test because Heartland only does them fucking once a month. That's the one I was targeting to try to we're gonna have the car there. Everything should be good. We have everything figured out, and then now we have another fucking problem. So, but here's the thing is, and me and Jimmy had a really long discussion about this. Is people are always in a rush. They always want to get their shit to the track as soon as possible, and they skip the dyno a lot, and they want it. We'll just take it to the track and do it. You would not have found that at the track. And if you did, it would have been too late. Versus at the dyno, the dyno, the number, some people get caught up in the number, right? They want to swing their dick around and say, oh, I made all this power. I think most of those people, and we have a quote for this, is there's car guys and then there's guys with a car.
Yeah.
Those are two different things.
Oh,
and I think a lot of the people who get caught up in dyno numbers are just guys with cars. And for me, a dyno is not. I don't really give a fuck about the number. It's a tuning tool, and it's time to find those problems.
Well, and two, you can take it to 160 mile an hour on the dyno and make sure you don't.
Yeah, I mean, it's a perfect place to diagnose those issues. And if we had not done that, and we would have just said, "Fuck it, let's just go out and run it," probably would have ended up really, really bad. Versus now, I'm over here I'm in control of it because. When you're tuning something for someone else while they're driving and you're in the passenger seat, there's not a whole lot of time for you to say, stop. I don't like it. It's very uncomfortable, you know, and when you're in control, you're like, what's going on there, and you can stop and have the time, and it's a much more controlled environment. And I think, if there's people listening and they're kind of considering that, like, should I spend the money and go to the dyno? That was worth. Yeah, it was, a unsuccessful dyno visit, right? Because we didn't really finish what we were trying to do. But the couple $100 of dyno rental, if you could easily look at it and say, like, be upset about that, like, fuck, I just $200, I'm not even fucking done. But if you didn't do that, you could.
If you're worried about money, don't build a race car.
You could be $10,000 into a motor, have a problem because of that. Because of you're trying to rush it, and I think
I hear it all the time. Guys cheap out on cars and cheap out on this. It's like, dude, if you ain't got the money, you don't need a car.
You don't need to be trying to do what you're doing,
because you're gonna end up shorting yourself and cheaping out on something that's gonna fail, and you're gonna crash the car or end up costing yourself more money.
Yep.
I understand a lot of people, they put deadlines on stuff too, and I think that's what gets guys backed into a corner all the time too.
Because you're rushing.
Then they start cheaping out on shit and then rushing. It's like, quit putting a date on it.
Yeah.
It'll be done when it's done.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it sucks to say that because you want to use your hot rod, you want to use your toy, something you've been working your ass off for, but just take the time, man.
When you can put it in, that, and I think, I think everybody has the mentality of that'll never happen to me either. But if you look at it as if
you race enough, it will.
Exactly. And that time right there when you're rushing shit, bad things can happen. And bad things can be your life. And that's worst case, right? But even if not, it could be the cost of the whole project. You know what I mean? You could fucking crunch your shit up immediately because you're rushing. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's not worth a week. You know what I mean? And
no.
It's just one of those things. But I think that's and when you have those situations, it can be extremely frustrating. But at the end of the day, whether it's Jesse with his trans brake issue or this issue that I'm speaking about now, or you can go in any situation. I think the best way to walk away with it is there's a reason behind it. Whether maybe Jesse's truck would have burned to the fucking ground. You know what I mean? There's a rhyme and reason for not everybody thinks that way, but I like to think that way, is like everything happens for a reason kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, like, I went going to H-Town and got my shit pushed in, $1,000 to go down there. Mm-hmm.
Memories, though.
That was a great time. We had a blast.
Yeah. You got to look at the positive sides of everything, I think. And that's, if you don't do that in life, I think you're
what it is.
having trouble.
If you're wanting to race, you can't be scared to race. Oh, so-and-so is going. Okay, cool.
He's going to be at every fucking race that you want to go to
scared
anyway.
to lose.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't be scared to lose.
A lot of people are scared
to
lose.
That's hard. That's a hard one to swallow. I mean, I find myself... I have found myself in that way before.
Everybody's done it.
Yeah. It's like, it's so hard to, you don't want to lose, but
I'm kind of like a grudge racer. I'll race anyone. I don't give a fuck.
That's good. That's the right mentality to be, because there's no.
Yeah, I mean, I entered a big tire. I could have raced a Studebaker.
It only makes you better.
Fucking makes 4,000 horsepower.
No shit.
Yeah.
But you didn't get down the road. He lost.
Yeah. I got to piss again.
But yeah. This is what it is.
Knee.
Yeah, I don't have any other races planned though. Like I said, I think I'm going to try to just do some testing for a couple months.
Yeah.
Get the car where I want it. Tidy up a couple things. Trying to buy another house, so that's kind of more important right now.
Oh yeah, I get that. Yeah, it's like August is less than 2 weeks away now. So it's just like year's pretty much already blown out. I mean, you got September and part of October.
Well, it's hot. I'm not big on...
Yeah, sweating your ass off.
Yeah, I'm not big on it. Well, I was watching our Outlaw Armageddon stuff, and I guess the mosquitoes and bugs were fucking crazy down there.
Yeah.
The what?
Mosquitoes and bugs at Outlaw Armageddon.
Oh my god. Yeah, dude. Hold on, we'll go over here.
But, I watched the fucking Murder Nova and Ryan Martin had a $5,000 grudge race.
At Outlaw Armageddon.
Ryan won, but it was close.
That's surprising. Okay.
But Ryan got beat by that Daniel. I don't know his last name, but who's he? He runs with. I don't know if he runs with NOLA or it's one of those groups, and it's a green like 2001 Mustang, and he beat Ryan Martin. That motherfucker moves.
Todd Spears' car was fucking flying.
He beat Ryan by a touch, didn't he? Or did he?
Yeah, he did. He came around him at the very end. Bank robber was flying too, considering. And but let's dive in on Ryan Mitchell's car.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming.
Number one, we'll talk about. It went Pro Charger, and it's an F3R.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I can't remember. It's like a.
It's a big.
I want to say I don't know my Pro Chargers. I think it's like 212 or something like that. I can't remember. It's definitely an F3R. I watched the video. They announced it. They watched the video, and it's this everything about the turbo build, but it just basically slapped a Pro Charger and zoomies on it. And I know it made 1870 or something like that at the tire. He made a comment in the video. He lost like 400 foot-pounds of torque or something. That was kind of early on. They changed the gearing and the gear drive, I think, and he said he's maxed out on that blower already.
Spinning the blower harder.
Yeah, but I'm sure it was a lot. It's probably lighter the way without the twins on it.
I don't know. That gear weighs a lot, dude.
The gear drive,
like 250 pounds or something.
No, the gear drive and stuff is probably at least 80 pounds, and then the blower itself is probably another.
Do you think it's about the same?
Close to it.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Zoomies are not.
I forgot what Matt told us.
Yeah.
How much his weighed.
But his is an F.
His is F3.
Is it?
I don't know which one it is.
I can't remember.
Yeah, I think there's like multiple different F3Rs.
Yeah, but so I mean, all that shit hanging off the front of the motor, and then
I don't. 2 turbos probably what? What's 2 turbos weigh?
Pair of 88s are probably
80 pounds for both.
Maybe
60.
I'd say they're 40 pounds a piece.
Yeah, 80 pounds. And
well,
the piping.
This is what I'll say about it is that was fucking impressive, and I think everybody there at Outlaw Armageddon was
not surprising. He's a tuner. He's tuned plenty of Pro Charger cars.
That's different, though. I mean, tuning a Pro Charger car versus coming out with a brand new setup you've never ran in the world or never ran before, and then come out there and be competitive and go fucking rounds. It's extremely hard to do.
It's easier in turbo stuff.
Yeah, the Pro Charger tuning.
Yeah,
is
but that's
you don't control boost. All you do is ignition, timing. That's it.
Yeah,
and you can play with fuel a little bit, but
I think
not a whole lot.
Right, but I think you're also not understanding that the fucking bears that were out Armageddon were fucking insane, especially this year to go rounds with a setup that you have 0 passes on. The first pass you ever had was the test pass that you put down the fucking track.
Yeah, no, I get it.
And you probably put down one of the best passes of the night on Friday night on small tires. Period.
It's Ryan Mitchell.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying
that's expected from him.
Yeah, I mean, right, but there's every fucking street outlaw guy there was pretty much there. That's fucking fast. That put their shit on small tires. It's extremely impressive how good they did, considering it's a brand new setup and it's still, the turbo cam, everything. I mean,
turbo heads.
Right. So he said he's going to have to switch the cam. He's got better heads that he's going to put on it, so it's going to make a lot more power.
Well, yeah. Then he was saying that he did pop the head gasket, but he said he knew that was coming. That was coming.
He said it was hurt, and
I didn't realize how many passes he had on that big block. He got a lot of passes on him.
Yeah, and
that's what he said. The turbo with the turbos, it's easier on stuff.
I don't think he's got any AFR reference on that thing right now. I looked at the zoomies. He's got no O2 sensors on that thing. It's just
does he have?
You're reading plugs. There's zoomies. No O2.
Well, does he have the fucking?
He's got maps and stuff from when it was boosted on with turbo stuff. I mean, boost is boost.
Right.
You know, if it's making 45 pounds of boost, that's how much fuel it's going to need.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe you say I'm impressed. I'm fucking super impressed.
I thought Todd Spears crashed that Mustang.
Fixed it, I guess. There's different. I don't know if it's a different car or what. I saw him. I thought he
silver
did too.
one.
Yeah, it looks the same. Looks like the same car. Or if I don't know. I haven't really stayed on top of it.
Got
but
it fixed.
He drove around Ryan at the very fucking end of the track. I mean, He said it in the short track. He's already been already matched his personal best. First track. That's why I'm saying that's impressive.
So
a lot of people were knocking the tires off out there too.
He put a bigger blower on it, I'm assuming.
Huh?
Is he gonna put a bigger blower on it?
I'm sure he's gonna have to. Cause
that's the one thing about Pro Chargers. I feel like you have to have an extra Pro Charger,
especially when you pedal it as much as he does. It's really hard on the gear case. On the gears.
I feel like you have to have a whole extra one sitting. Because like Ryan and all them have extra ones.
That big shit.
Fuck, you watch the Street Outlaws guys. I mean, they're popping them.
Justin Swanstrom fucked a shit ton of them up. Like over and over and over and over. And then he was just like, fuck this shit.
He popped like 4 of them.
Yeah, he was done.
That's why he went to a screw blower.
Yeah.
No, well, Murder Nova didn't, but...
Well, yeah.
Justin Swanstrom did, yeah.
But it was just his motor was out of whack is why it was popping them.
Yeah. He went to a Noonan Hemi deal.
Swanson?
Mm-hmm. He had a Pro line in it, and they went to Noonan motor.
Those are not as expensive as I thought they were.
Yeah, they're not bad.
I was watching Finnegan. He's got one in that Cadillac, a Noonan motor.
I wonder if it had anything. I can't imagine it has anything to do with money.
Like, they might have gave him a better sponsorship than
maybe. I'm sure he's probably trying to. Maybe Noonan was trying to grab some people, get people away from Proline, and I don't know.
Well, I mean,
he looks.
They might make a better motor for screwblower setup.
It's been doing well.
That makes some badass shit.
Kai Kelly's shit's fast as fuck.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
He's been.
You see, they are talking about him and Lizzie broke up apparently or some shit.
Somebody said that.
I don't know if they're doing it just to get talked about or.
I doubt it.
You think?
I doubt it.
I didn't realize he's only like 34.
Really?
Kai Kelly. And Lizzie's like 31. I guess he wasn't supporting her through her cancer shit.
That's what I heard too.
I
heard the same thing.
We're hearing shit on the internet, so you know.
Right. Who knows if that's true or not. I was surprised how this sounds.
But Sorensen made a post about it too.
I'm shocked how well
because he outlined his car pink.
Yeah, for her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well,
he's trying to slide in.
Maybe.
I would be.
The one thing I was going to say about how good Kai is doing this year, a little shocking. I'm considering. I was going to say
on a new setup.
On a new setup, considering everything that's going on in their lives.
Because
you don't have as much to be the best in that way. You have to be testing. But you got to think constantly.
But true. He's a good chassis guy, but he pays a fucking tuner.
Yeah, they all
pay that Adam guy.
They all pretty much do. Yeah, I mean, but still, I mean. I don't know who fucking knows.
Well, and from being nitrous his whole life to go into a screw blower.
I'm kind of happy for him for that. I'm sure that's a big old to Pat Musey when he, you go out there and
win. How many has he won?
Win,
two of them.
Pat Musey was wishing nothing but the worst for him to not do well after going away from the nitrous stuff. And
yeah,
it's probably cheaper. To be honest,
it is.
As many fucking bottles as that dude would go through.
Yeah, old. Charlie Brown and Tinsel race cars.
God, that thing's a fucking animal.
It's so fucking cool. I watched. They had their first outing out at.
They won it.
Kentucky.
It was a no prep king, small tire.
And it looked fast as fuck.
They beat the dude that's never lost.
Yeah, I mean it went really fast.
That guy won every one.
And that's a perfect reference of how fast those guys were at fucking Outlaw Armageddon.
And they just got it together.
They went out there, they could not compete. I mean, they got gapped. The guy was all over the fucking road, and he still got gapped.
Charlie Brown?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, the guy, and he made a decent pass, and he still got gapped.
Okay, so Has that car always been that dude's car?
So the history of that car is there's a video of it.
I swear it was someone else's car.
It's a multiple different people's car. It's not. So that car used to be like a kind of a legend of a car that used to be street raced back in the day by some other guy, and apparently that guy went to jail, and then the car was getting auctioned off by the police auction, and so the guy's name's Heath Hissel.
Where'd you find all this information?
There's a video on Tin Soldier Race Cars.
Oh,
Yeah. You can go watch
one.
it. And I only watched parts of the video, but he bought the car, and then
The owner of Tin Soldiers.
no, different guy. This is the guy with the mullet that kind of. Hold on, I'm gonna do this just for the video. He'll probably beat my ass, but he kind of walks like this.
Oh.
That's how he walks. I'm not gonna lie, he walks on his toes a little bit. But anyway, that's how he walks.
Christ, guy.
What's gonna happen? Fuck it. I mean, Jesus Christ. Anyway, were you worried about it?
No, I'm not. I'm just like,
That's how he walks. Okay, I swear to God, go out there and watch fucking Tin Soldier Race Cars. Look at the guy with the fucking Chuck Liddell mullet on his fucking head, and he walks on his toes.
Chuck
and
Liddell
he
had a
walks
mullet?
around. Chuck Liddell?
He had a mullet?
Not mullet. I meant mohawk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He has like the shaved the mohawk. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay. Because I was like mullet, and I'm like,
No, mohawk. So he walks on his toes. Just saying. I think anybody
not good
watch
for your
Tin Soldier
feet,
Race
homie.
Cars, they can comment on this shit. That's how he walks.
I'm not
Anyway.
worried about it.
Yeah,
I'm not worried about
he's nice guy. Anyway, he bought the car, and then Jason Terrell, that's the owner of Tin Soldier Race Cars. His co-owner with Heath Hissel on the car.
well, that guy drives a car.
Yeah. Jason Terrell drives the car, and they did some of the chassis. The car weighs 3,000 pounds with the dude in it. It's a heavy car. It's a 4-door Malibu.
That's pretty good weight though for the street.
But not compared to all those cars at Outlaw Armageddon.
No.
They're bringing a knife to a gunfight. Even
4 doors for
now,
more
they
hose.
just built a new motor for it. I think it's like mid 700 cubic inch big
a big
block
son of a bitch.
with 3 kits on it, and I mean the car runs fucking awesome.
I mean, take it out on
Awesome.
its first outing and win the fucking small tire at No Prep King.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
And so they make the first pass down and they just get ran around by a Pro Charger car, and then they go out. They make another test hit on against a big tire car just to try to get a test hit and putting more down. And it made a lot better pass. And he said they went faster than they did on their fastest pass at the No Prep Kings at that point. So then they go out Saturday at the small tire event. First pass, they pull tough fucking pull. They pull John Doe.
Scott Taylor.
Scott Taylor. They pull.
It was a Hemi Pro Charge car.
Yeah. And they make a good lick. They really do, but it's just not enough. I mean,
It's hard to compete with a Hemi Pro Charge car.
super
He's
light
had so
tube
many
chassis
passes on that car.
Yeah, tube chassis,
Scott's a good
Hemi,
tuner
Pro
and shit,
Charge
so-
car. I mean, it fast, and he gets beat again. So they had to they were pretty upset about it, you could tell. And they had a good attitude about it, though. And they're just like, back to the drawing board, so they could put a bigger motor in, they could pull more weight out of it, but they only have, I think, 12 passes or something like that on that setup. So it's pretty new, but again, it's cool. It's a cool car. I mean, it's one of the coolest cars there.
What is it? So it's a 4-door Fairmont?
No, Malibu.
Malibu. That's
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
Russ Freeman went.
Yep.
He made it to second round. He made a pretty
made
good lick the
fucking
first
hell of a
round.
pass.
Yeah.
It's looking good.
Yeah, and his little
He
Polo
put smalls
Corvette
on it, yeah.
Yep.
I think he's going to be running smalls.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. And then Friday night,
Frisbee.
Brent Self won.
Sean Frisbee went rounds.
Yeah. Oh, are we talking about a different
He went
race?
True Street.
Oh, he did? Outlaw Armageddon in the Corvette? Sorry, I was getting fucking something started bringing
raced,
up the KCOR race.
Yeah,
so,
he raced
with the Andy.
Nick Roberts.
Oh, in the Outlaw Armageddon. Yeah.
I guess Nick bumped after he got set, and then he accidentally, I don't know what happened. I don't know, the controversy or whatever, but somehow
So he
he
jumped.
moved. He moved after he got set, so they
Damn.
called him a jump.
Damn.
Because I think he beat Sean
Yeah.
to the finish line, which that car should.
Right. So Friday night, Bret Self beat Bank Robber in the finals, and then Saturday night, who won it? I forgot.
I don't know.
It was
I don't know if I finished it.
Todd Spears that won it, I think, or maybe not. Fuck.
I know Birdman won Big Tire.
Yeah, Birdman won Big Tire.
I didn't see any of the Big Tire, but yeah, I don't know. Outlaw Armageddon. It looked. God, everyone was a bear there. That was probably everybody was fast as shit.
So the Friday night they did like a $14,000 cash phase.
Yeah.
I don't know who won that.
Brent Self did.
Brent Self did.
Yeah. Yeah. It was Brent Self versus Bank Robber.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was pretty awesome. But
Yeah, it was like $1,000 buy-in.
yeah. Local stuff. We can get into local stuff there. KCOR put on a race with NSK Customs for a little
Donation.
Yeah, it was like a donation deal, and
I don't know if they split the pot in half.
they did not. So Andy Torres won every. He beat Sean was Sean. No, that was the semifinals, I think, against Sean Frisbee, and then he beat him, and then he raced that Fox body, or a different Fox body, I think, or maybe it was a Fairmont.
No, he raced the Fairmont. The dude that does garage build.
Yeah.
Joseph
And Andy
Thomas.
won, and then I will say Andy did a cool thing is he kept his buy-in, and then he donated all the $1,800, or I think it was $1,800 buy-in back to NSK, because I don't know anything about that deal, but he donated it back to them for their cause of, I think they had a big loss with their business or something. So that was a cool deal.
Some vehicles, they came back and their vehicles were burned. I don't know.
That sucks that they have to take that out of pocket. I don't know what the fuck that had anything to do with that, but that was nice of him.
They
to
sponsor
do that.
some cars and shit.
Yeah, so that was cool of him to put it back towards it. And then I think my buddy Derek Hawkinson was in that race in his Fox body. I think he went a couple of rounds or 2 rounds. I believe that was his car. It looked like it. I haven't asked him about it, but
I watched the race. Autophase did the video. He did
Travis did a great job. Yeah.
Was I mistaken? Did Andy get 2 competition buys?
Yeah.
Did he really?
Yeah.
That's
Man, when you
weird.
get lucky, you get fucking real lucky.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't think you typically can get that, can you?
But you can get as many competition buys as you want.
It just is not.
You just can't you can't pull.
Typically,
a lot of times
not
they'll
back
do-
to back. You can't get one.
You can get as many competition buys as you can't want.
Oh, competition buys. Sorry, I was thinking buys.
You can't. You only can.
Yeah.
Most races only let you get 1 buy if you pull out of the hat.
Yeah. Having said that, I think he probably had one of the fastest cars that night. So,
It's
I mean, and it did go A to B every time. So I think he
He
probably
did test
would have
a lot.
beat most of the cars anyways, even if it was a competition buy. I think he probably would have won against most of the cars there that night. But good for him. Yeah, he's been testing a lot. I've been seeing him. He's making at least he made quite a few posts of him making some test passes. So good for him. Paid off. So I think he did a nice thing of at least donating the money back. So that's the only comment I have about that. But
Yeah,
good for him.
I'd like to go do some of them.
Yeah,
Not ready
yeah,
yet.
you gotta get in there. Gotta give it some more test passes.
Yep.
What's it looking at? You guys see the fucking track in New Jersey that got shut down like out of nowhere? And then this was really interesting. So there was a track. What do you know the name of the track? It starts with an A.
No, I don't remember it. I know what you're talking about, but I don't remember the name of the track.
Yeah, it's a track in New Jersey, and they made this post, and they're like, "We will be shut down indefinitely for the future of time." Like it was out of nowhere, and then what was very interesting about it was the guy who announces at the track. I mean, he's making posts about, "Oh, I'll be announcing this weekend," and stuff like that. I looked in his thing, but anyway, he made a post directly after. He's like, "I've probably gotten 20 calls in the last 5 minutes, and it's clear. What time was it? And it's clear that the track was hacked." So he thought, because he never got any word from it, and he thought the track was hacked, and somebody hacked in and just made a fake post saying that the track was closing down, and then. you know, everyone's commenting, everyone's sharing that. So you have the announcer saying, no, they're not shutting down, but then everybody else is saying it's shutting down. And it turns out the thing's fucking shutting down, and nobody told the guy that. Nobody made the phone call and told the guy that, yeah, we're shutting down. How shitty is that?
That is fun.
How about you talk to your own fucking people before you make a post like
They
that?
don't have to.
Yeah, but you probably should at least say.
The owner, I mean, whoever was owning it was just like, well, I'm done.
Yeah.
Fuck everybody else.
Yeah.
That's
at least try to sell
That's
it.
happened to some truck lines before. That there's, I can't remember who it was.
Well, they don't want their guys quitting and finding out they want to.
Well, they went out on a long weekend. They're like, here's a 3-day weekend. And they come back Monday morning. The fucking gates were locked. They didn't even know that they were shutting down.
Procter and Gamble did that out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I wasn't there we actually went to a different job, but yeah, the guys called like, yeah, Procter shut down, it's told us to go home. Didn't tell anyone to give their hey, we're going to close in 2 months, maybe find a job.
They don't care.
Yeah, easier that way.
It
They
is,
don't
it
have to
is.
worry about
They gave
all
some
the bitching
people
and
options to go to
complaining.
the new plant in West Virginia, but they're still open. They're still running soap.
Yeah. I've delivered there.
Yeah, they haven't shut down yet. They're still selling sulfur, and they're still making soap. They're just not making as much.
Yep.
No.
Shitty.
Well, it didn't make sense to close it because they're pissed because they were sending. They only can send about a half a truckload of soap because it's so fucking heavy.
Yep.
Yeah.
So they wanted to build a plant out towards in West Virginia so they can just ship out there. It's cheaper to ship, but you still have to. If you close this plant, you're still gonna have to ship something to the Midwest. So what? So they're based. So they're still producing for the Midwest right there, but yeah.
Right.
Yeah, there's a few pipe fitters there for CDI.
Nice.
Wild.
You fucking ordering food right now?
I
Yeah.
fucking am ordering food right now.
Fat.
I
Little fucking
I
podcast.
haven't eaten shit today. I gotta get her going.
Dude, you gotta get that leg fucking built up. Get some cheeseburgers in there.
Dude, let me tell you, that's the way it is.
Put it all in a
Yes.
smoothie, mix it up. Just start drinking it.
Oh, devour shit.
Well,
Anyway,
what do you say, fellas?
anything else we want to cover today on today's podcast?
Hey guys, thanks for the subscribers and the views.
Yeah. One of our the second to last one's over 1,000 views out of nowhere.
It's like
So
1.1.
yeah,
And
If you're
another
new,
one's at 1,000 too.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
But so thanks for watching. If you ain't subscribing,
You ain't vibing.
we'll see you. We'll let the Tinsel's race car guys see that video.